My name is Joseph Holtz. My title is General Manager. I'm also one of the co-founders of the co-op. There were about 10 of us in 1973. See, in the late 1960s and the early 1970s, if you look at the history of the United States, and there were a lot of progressive things happening in the United States in the late 60s, early 70s. There was people protesting against the Vietnam War. There were people concerned about women's rights, about gay rights, about the civil rights movement, the rights for black people in the United States. People who were protesting a lot. And so part of starting the co-op was part of that kind of thinking. We want to make really good food. We want to make it so it becomes affordable to many people. Like, one of the things we do best here is we make a real difference in the lives of our members, because there are many members who could not feed their family as well as they do if it wasn't for the food co-op.
Lo mejor de esta cooperativa es que los precios no han sido afectados tanto como el resto de los supermercados, porque como es una cooperativa y no tienen muchos empleados que tienen que pagar, sino que todo el mundo hace su parte, pues los precios han podido mantenerse bajos.
We actually calculated how much we are saving every week, and we're saving $30 or $40 every week by shopping here and buying more food.
We didn't start the co-op for reasons of access to good food, in terms of availability. The good food was available in New York City. The issue was not availability, it was affordability. We came up with the system we have now, which is we figured out that if we asked people to work together consistently in the same group, and we decided to make it every 4 weeks, not per month, because months don't work. Some months are 31 days, some months are 30 days, 28 days. That doesn't work. Weeks are much more mathematically cooperative. So we said, okay, every 4 weeks, you'll be on a group. Pick a group when you could really make it, where it really fits into your life. Don't pick a group that it's when you're taking care of your children or you have another responsibility. Don't pick a group that meets then. Pick a group that meets at a time, and then work with that group every 4 weeks. Work for about, originally we said 3.5 hours. We reduced it now. Now it's 2 3/4 hours. So what happens when that happens? You have people who start to know each other. They hopefully start to like each other. They start to feel proud of the work they do together. They start to be effective as a group. They actually take real management responsibility. So we have members who come and do bookkeeping. We have members who do lots of different things. Office work and work on the shopping floor, running the checkouts, cutting up big blocks of cheese in the basement, packaging dry fruit in the basement, walking people to their cars, running our child care room, running our membership office, helping receive deliveries, helping stock the shelves. These are all things that members could do. And so what we found is that because we're such a busy store, that our members couldn't do that alone. We were growing. And we said, no, we have to have a staff person helping. And then eventually it's 2. And maybe it's going to be 3 soon. Because it's hard to keep up. Because it's a very busy place. You know, lots of shoppers. The first step you take is you want to cooperate in doing the work. I would hope that that's the first step. It's in your head. The first step is in your head. But the actual step is coming to the orientation and learning about the co-op, and then deciding whether it's good for you and your family to join. And most people come to the orientation, decide to join, sign up for work, and they get their membership card, and they could start to function as a member. Well, you know, this is New York City. It has a big market, and people from all over the world send food to New York City. But we try to buy it from right around here as much as we can. But most of it's going to come from Florida, from California, some from Guatemala, from Mexico, from the Dominican Republic. All those countries export a lot of vegetables to the United States. And yet it's really important that the world, all over the world, people should grow their own food, because it's kind of crazy. We all need food to live, and to think that we're going to be relying on boats and planes and trains and trucks, and to think that they're always going to be able to make it. It doesn't make any sense. This area should grow food as much as possible. And if people like us don't buy it and don't try and set an example, then those farms are going to maybe go away someday. And some of the farms have gone away. And so what we need to do is preserve those farms by buying from them.
Yo me hice miembro hace 13 años, va a ser ahora en agosto, 13 años, en un health food store. Y definitivamente la primera vez que yo vine aquí, cuando alguien me invitó, fueron más o menos la mitad de lo que yo gastaba en el health food store. Aquí fueron 75, allá en el otro lado me gastaba 150, pero nada más comprando vegetales, sin comprar grano y otras cosas que son más costosas, ¿no? Definitivamente los precios aquí son mejor que en cualquier otro lado.
When the democratically elected government in Chile was overthrown, and there was a boycott called for, and we were getting Chilean grapes all winter long, and we joined the boycott. We stopped buying Chilean products. When the United Farm Workers in California said, please don't buy iceberg lettuce, please don't buy California grapes, we joined the boycott. More recently, 2 or 3 of our members came to us and said, you know, there's a boycott of Coca-Cola going on. There are people organizing unions in Colombia, and some of them are being killed. Not necessarily that Coke was doing the killing, but that of the people, because people were dying. There's a town in India where there's a limited amount of drinking water, and the Coke has built a plant there, and it's taking the water to make Coke that the people needed to drink. And so that's a big problem for those people in India and their survival.
You know, certain things are human rights issues that people shouldn't suffer, you know, to produce something that I eat. If I can eat fair trade things, you know, from other countries, I'll do that. You know, like chocolate is a luxury, but, you know, do I want someone to suffer because of my luxury? Not if I have a choice.
We're this organization that was having a town meeting every month. We had a meeting where everybody who wanted to come to the meeting came, and everybody discussed what was on the agenda, and we made our decisions from there. We made all our important decisions from inviting everybody to the meeting. And we still do that. Take the Coke boycott. We voted on the Coke boycott. There were probably 130 people at the meeting. Probably 120 people voted for the boycott. Anybody opposed? Nobody opposed. It's like that every month. Part of our mission is to be a good environmental citizen. We purchase wind electricity. In upstate New York, there are these windmills that put electricity into the grid. We pay extra money because we want to support the building of more windmills. Through education, over the last 20 years, we've gotten our members to bring their own bags for shopping. So recently we decided to not give out those bags anymore, and to ask people to remember to bring their bags with them. And we also stopped carrying bottled water. Because see, in New York City, we're lucky in that we have very good municipal water. And there was a thing that if you don't support the municipal water, and people who have money keep buying the water from bottles, maybe there'll be less support for municipal water and it'll stop being as good for everybody.
I think it's wonderful that they took that initiative because then it forces people to think about, reusing water bottles instead of just keeping to buy the plastic ones and then throwing them away and wasting them. So there's little touches like that here that you don't find if you just go to a regular supermarket. So you can see some sort of political agenda here at the co-op, people working together to make changes in small ways, but I explained to them, well, look, it's better if you just buy a container and reuse it.
Well, one of the wonderful things about the co-op is the sense of community, is people working together for a common goal to benefit themselves rather than someone else.
I like the cooperative thing too about it belongs to everybody. Sometimes I think people forget that it belongs to them, but it belongs to everybody. And that's what I like. We're all participating in this. We're all working to help get the job done. So
I don't know, there's just a sense of camaraderie here. Like everybody has to work and in order to shop here, and so there's that sort of common ground, and you meet a lot of people from different walks of life, and you have the opportunity to connect and talk with them when you're walking them with their groceries to their home or to their car, and yeah, it's really fun.
It's tough, and in New York, the prices of food and stuff and living is all very high, so anywhere you can save a buck, you kind of have to figure out.
It's not communist or socialist or something like that. I think it's a progressive idea. I think it's rational to buy and to support your community and keep it strong.
I do think actually that it would have a positive effect in the world if this was happening in many, many communities. And I think there's something about food where excessive profits on food, it feels wrong to me. It always has. There's some co-ops in the United States have a slogan. We don't particularly use that slogan, but I like it. It's a food for people, not for profit. I think that's a good slogan. And I think if everybody in the world used that, it would be better.